Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Number 8, Marcus Hundert. Number 9, Karen Bentleigh. Number 10, Asahi Mokokawa. Number 16, Nicholas Duarte. Number 17, Jay McGowan. And number 20, Max Bassetto. Substitutes for your Heidelberg United Football Club this evening. Reserve keeper, number 22, Ashton Bonsall. Number 11, Angus Taylor. Number 14, Akil Rafi. Number 16, Chuck Dow. Number 19, Joseph Lee. And number 21, Ethan Chavez. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a huge Tuesday night here at Olympic Village. The first Australia Cup national stages, Australia Cup round of 32 spot via the Dockerty Cup is up for grabs tonight as Heidelberg United play host to Bentleigh Greens. And what a fitting matchup it is. Two sides that in this format of the Dockerty Cup since 2014, no one has been to more finals than Heidelberg or Bentleigh Greens' 4. Bentleigh Greens have won it 3 times, Heidelberg once. They met each other in 2 of those finals as well, winning 1 of them each. Heidelberg on penalties in 2017 and Bentleigh with a 2-0 win in 2018. Round 7 action here tonight from Olympic Village. My name is Nick Hughes. Delighted to be bringing this one to you. Quickly run through the starting lineups, starting with the visitors who have made 3 changes from the 0-0 draw against Caroline Springs George Cross on Friday night. One of those is in goal. Brendan White had regained his number 1 spot from Ahmad Taleb. They've started 7 each in the league. But Taleb returns for cup action tonight. Dion Nicolidis and Keiji Kageyama come out of the squad entirely, so Jawad Rezai and Luke Aresti are in the starting lineup. Scott Hillier, the captain, alongside the ever-towering Khaliluk Kamara at the back. Mario Boldea will join the midfield, along with the inclusion of Luke Aresti and the firepower and the pace up front of the likes of Rezai, Ismail Haji, Kor Deng, Maki Petrados, and Anthony Lin will be eager to put Heidelberg under pressure tonight. And for the hosts, it's just the one change. Anthony Theodoropoulos out of the side altogether. So Nicholas Duarte returns to the starting 11. And Marcus Humbert is set to play fullback. So it's an incredibly attacking lineup from the hosts. Yaron Souza continues in goal, starting for the 18th consecutive game this season. Ben Collins and Ryan Lethlean similarly continuing their ever-present run at the back for Heidelberg. Marcus Humbert, as mentioned, lining up in the slightly unconventional fullback role. Fletcher Fulton will take the other side. Anthony Lesiotis, another who has started now 18 out of 18 in all competitions this season for Heidelberg. Asahi Yokokawa joins Lesiotis in midfield. And it looks like a duo up front. Max Bassetto and Jay McGowan will hold the width. And Duarte joining the red-hot number 9, Kieran Bramwell, with 4 goals in his last 5 matches for Heidelberg. So the visitors get us underway in their classic all-green, going from left to right. And Heidelberg, the famous yellow and black, going from right to left on their home patch. On the bench for Bentleigh is Brendan White, the goalkeeper, as mentioned. Number 9, Dennis Menelau, who previously had started all 3 of Bentleigh's games in this competition. Samuel Grella, Brando Conte, Kazuto Davies, and Dimitri Relos with a new number on his back. He's been number 47 all season long. He now takes up the number 11 for Bentleigh. As we see Humbert with his first involvement there from left back. It will certainly be intriguing to see how he can get involved in the attack and continue to use his creativity and goal threat going forward. He's been a big signing for Heidelberg this season, joining from the Melbourne City Academy. Scored when these two sides drew 2-2 at Kingston Heath just 11 days ago in round 13 of the Chenol MPL men's season. So we'll see if he can repeat that feat, albeit from the slightly deeper position at left back. And in reserve for Heidelberg, fitting with the starting 11 and the attack-mindedness of the starting 11, as Petrados moves forward and as the first effort from distance, never troubling Yaron Souza in goal for Heidelberg. But in keeping with the offensive mindset of the starting 11, it's a very attack-minded bench for Heidelberg. Angus Taylor, Akil Raffi, Chok Dow, Joseph Lee, who has made good on 3 starts in the Dockerty Cup so far this season. Ethan Sardellis and Ashton Bonsall is the sub-goalkeeper. That's a nice turn in midfield from Mario Boldea. Lesiotis steps in to win it back. So this the 48th meeting in total between these two sides and the 5th meeting in the Dockerty Cup. Of the 48 meetings in total, it's dead even, the head-to-head record. 16 wins each and 15 draws. And indeed, the 4 Dockerty Cup meetings prior to this, 2 wins each. As I mentioned in the intro, the 2017 final went Heidelberg's way. The 2018 final went Bentleigh's way. That's an excellent switch out to McGowan. Steps inside. Working space for the shot. It's blocked from in front of the goalkeeper by Scott Hillier. Rezai can pick up the pieces in the middle. Lesiotis seemed to pull him down, but the referee happy with the contact. Lesiotis out to Duarte, who's hugging the left touchline. He plays a hopeful ball in midfield that only picked out Rezai. Hadji back outside to his winger with Fletcher Fulton for company. So the 2 finals as well as a 2022 semi-final, which Bentleigh Greens won 2-1, and the last meeting between these two sides before 11 days ago was a 6-0 win at this very stage of the competition for Heidelberg in round 7 in 2024. Max Basetto looked to steal a march on the Bentleigh defence, but offside flag quickly raised. The cutthroat cup history doesn't end in the Dockerty Cup for these two sides, because they also met in what was then the FFA Cup in 2018 in the quarter-final. Bentleigh Greens won that one 1-0. It's part of the second of their 2 runs to the Final 4 of the national competition. And of course, the other element of all this that I haven't mentioned yet is that tonight's head coaches were in the opposite dugouts for all of those meetings. John Anastasiadis, formerly of Bentleigh Greens, and George Katsakis, formerly of these parts with Heidelberg. Big touch ahead from Jay McGowan. Looking for the run of Kieran Bramwell and very nearly found him. McGowan followed through on Hillier, who made the initial interception and then the second intervention as well. So Bentleigh will have a free kick. Continuing on the theme of nearly dead even head-to-head records, the same can be said for the history between these two gaffers. 8 wins for John Anastasiadis, 7 wins for George Katsakis, and 7 draws in the 22 meetings between the pair. Shout out to Josh Parrish, from whom I pinched that stat from his call when these two sides met each other 11 days ago. It was a thriller at Kingston Heath as well. Marky Petrato scored a double. The first and the last of the 4 goals, as it was a 2-2 draw. Basetto plays in McGowan, who has a fair bit of space ahead of him. Pulled the trigger from distance and technique was all wrong. He got underneath it and spooned it over the bar. So Marky Petrados with his 8th and 9th goals of a stellar return to Victorian football so far this season, signing from Sutherland Sharks. Heidelberg seemed to have turned it around, regaining the lead 2-1. Jay McGowan had the equaliser. Marcus Humbert put them in front just a couple of minutes after. But Petrados' late penalty ensured both sides left that one with a point. Of course, no draws possible tonight. We'll go the distance if we need to. Everything on the line. A semi-final place in the Dockerty Cup and a spot in the Australia Cup round of 32. The second Victorian spot, albeit the first via the Dockerty Cup. South Melbourne already lying in wait as a result of their Australian Championship success at this ground last year. These two sides eager to join them tonight. It's inside to Bramwell. Kamara with the block. And some nice footwork from the Bentleigh centre-back as well. Still going. And still Kalilu Kamara. Well, it took three Heidelberg defenders just about to finally dispossess him. He then dived in late on Asai Yokokawa. And within the first 10 minutes, he's earned himself a yellow card. He's on 5 cautions in the league. He picked up his 5th in the draw with Georgie's last Friday, so he will miss Bentleigh's next league game, which is away at Avondale. And very quickly in the referee's notebook tonight as well. It's been such a key addition. Kalilu Kamara signed from Avondale. So I'm sure he'll be spewing to be missing the return to Avenger Park. 78 appearances for Avondale across 4 seasons. It's been so important for the Greens to have been decimated at times with injury. Been a mainstay at the back and a crucial leader. That's a poor header. Bisetto was onto it, but Ismail Hadji got his body in to win it back. Sent long for Lynn to chase. Excellent positioning and bodywork from left lean. And Heidelberg can get it back under control. So this one of 2 Dockerty Cup Round 7 fixtures going on tonight. Aaron Souza very nearly could have been caught out with that missed touch. Thankfully for him, it fell straight to his captain in Ben Collins. Collins happy to lump it long. But this one of 2 Dockerty Cup Round 7 clashes, as I mentioned. Goulburn Valley Suns already have a 1-0 lead on home soil over FC Bulleen Lions. That one, though, as there's plenty of physicality going on between Kalilu Kamara and Kieran Bramwell. Kalilu Kamara just yellow carded a couple of minutes ago. Sure, George Katsakis will be keen to ensure that his centre-back keeps his head. So Goulburn Valley have an early lead against Bulleen. But of course the technicality of that fixture is that they're not quite through, the winner is not quite through to the semi-finals. They'll have to play the playoff against the winner of Oakley Cannons and Brunswick Juventus, which is one of tomorrow night's fixtures. McGowan again played in, cuts in and crosses on his left. It's a fantastic ball to the back post. And very nearly the opener for Heidelberg. Bramwell made the first contact, did expertly to direct it back across goal, and Max Bassetto was waiting to finish. Scott Hillier with a huge intervention, the Bentleigh captain. Nice feet from Humbert. Lesiotis with time to deliver. Again, Bramwell in the thick of it. Lynn to Aresti. Quick feet to Rezai and Petrados. Looking in behind. Lethlean again, well placed to cut it out. Lesiotis and Humbert manage it between the two of them. So it's been a fast start in the first 12 and a half minutes here. There was plenty of feeling in that league fixture a couple of weeks ago as well. There's a bit going on with the fans at Kingston Heath. There were plenty of challenges flying in. Some interesting celebrations on both sides from the goals as well, getting in each other's faces. So with that and the opening 13 minutes here are anything to go by, we'll be set for a similarly spirited night of football. That's an outstanding ball from Ben Collins. Fulton back to McGowan. Jay McGowan wins the game's first corner. What a stunning release from Ben Collins, clipping it over the Bentleigh defence. Fletcher Fulton did well to reel it in, just didn't quite have the options arriving in the box to whip one in. So called on the support of McGowan behind him. Bentleigh will know all about the threat of these in-swinging corners from Marcus Humbert. Punch from Talib. Boldea helped it away, but it'll come back in. Collins with a good ball. Duarte was trying to get himself back onside, and trying in vain as the flag is raised. Lethlean and Lynn leap. It beat both of them. Aresti helped it on to Petratos. Back to Kor Deng, who's found himself to be a very important piece in the last month or so for Bentleigh. 3 straight league starts. Started in round 6 of the Cup as well, so this makes it 5 starts in a row in all competitions for Kor Deng, who joined the club this season from Westgate FC in State League 1. The 3 changes in tonight's starting 11 see him drop back to right back. He had been operating further forward on the right wing in recent weeks, but back to right back with Petratos ahead of him. Appeals for offside, but McGowan wasn't, so he's latched onto this one. Back to Collins. Lifts one in towards Duarte. Kamara with a firm head. Aresti sliced his clearance, but brought it back down. Humbert, good composure with Petratos at his back. Jay McGowan seen plenty of the ball so far. Steps inside and goes back to Lesiotis. One of the impacts of the very attacking change is that Asahi Yokokawa seems to be operating a little bit deeper. Picking the ball up there. Nice dummy from Duarte. McGowan back to Duarte. Boldea arrived to win it back. Asahi Yokokawa, scorer of big goals in this competition last year. Scored one in the semi-final and opened the scoring in the final, which of course Heidelberg went on to lose in heartbreaking fashion in the last dying minutes against South Melbourne. Campbell Dovison with that dramatic winner. And Collins with his foot on it and brings it down and away from trouble. Excellent bit of work from the Heidelberg captain. Fulton, McGowan, Yokokawa. That's gorgeous. Back to Jay McGowan. Just charged down as he shaped to shoot. Yokokawa again towards the back post. Humbert's unmarked. And Deng made the block just in the nick of time. Bentleigh not out of it yet. Petrados' clearance only as far as Lesiotis. Into Fulton. Slipped as he tried to flick it around the corner to Yokokawa. Collins goes long and Bissetto's there. Either side able to bring the ball under control for a few exchanges, but Rezai does now. Rezai searching for Petrados with the switch. Just couldn't quite keep it in, Maki Petrados. Disappointing from Gerard Rezai, who up to this point has been the Dockerty Cup hero for Bentleigh Greens. 3 goals in the competition. The 97th minute winner against Banyule City in round 5 and a brace against Northcote City in round 6. What a ball that was from Marcus Humbert. Bramwell eventually crowded out. So both these sides coming into this one without conceding a single goal in their first 3 Dockerty Cup matches. Bentleigh 3-0 over Moreland City, 1-0 against Banyule City, and 3-0 against Northcote City. And then Heidelberg having similar joy, 5-0 win over Malvern, and a pair of 3-0 wins over Yarraville Glory and Altona East Phoenix. Boffy's header in the air, drops to Bissetto, just overhit his touch. Boldea went in strongly. Petrados tried to go long, but it hit Aresti. Challenges have been flying in right throughout the first 20 minutes. And players and benches on both sides making their voices heard. Kamara's free kick is deep. It's picked up by the Greens, but Collins clears. Hillier can gather. And again looking for Rezai, who had the cross cleared, but not quite able to connect with his winger, the Bentleigh captain. Leftlane went long. The clearance was curious, and it was picked up and dispatched beautifully by Nick Duarte. What a stunning finish. The man on loan from Central Coast Mariners with his second Dockerty Cup goal this year, his sixth in all competitions for Heidelberg. And he has the Burgers on their way to another semi-final appearance in the Dockerty Cup. Seemed a routine ball. Long diagonal switch from Ryan Lethlean, but Scott Hillier, who has had a couple of crucial defensive interventions, just unfortunately for him, got that one wrong. And it fell perfectly for Nicholas Duarte. Took one touch out of his feet and one to bend it absolutely sensationally into the corner. No chance for Ahmad Taleb. And Heidelberg United, who have made the national stages of the Australia Cup in every single year since 2022, draw first blood in a bid to do so again. McGowan! No! Two in a trice and two absolute belters from Heidelberg. Jay McGowan says to his teammate, anything you can do, I can do better.
Goal in the 23rd minute of play. Player number 17, Jay McGowan, for Heidelberg United. Score is now Heidelberg United 2.
Olympic Village on its feet for two sumptuous strikes of the football. And Jay McGowan is at it again against Bentleigh Greens, as he was 11 days ago. What an outstanding finish. Cutting in on his left side from the right. Swerving it into the far corner. Two shots in barely a minute of football. And Bentleigh are stunned. Trying to get back on the front foot now. Petrardo swings it in. And had Luke Aresti been able to make contact, that could have spelled danger for Heidelberg. Souza thankful to be able to hold it in his grasp. Picetto cuts inside and wins the foul. By my calculation, there were 44 seconds between Nicholas Duarte's opener and Jay McGowan's second. The net behind Ahmad Taleb must have still been rippling from Duarte's effort. And the double salvo from the host came before Bentleigh could react. Bramwell to the top of the box. Inventive effort. Again from McGowan. This time Taleb able to hold, and we'll see now what Bentleigh are made of and how they can respond. It's been a difficult period for the Greens. So strong defensively in the early part of the season, but of late, really been shipping goals.
Lino, play on the ground.
Picetto showed too much of that to Cordeng. And Ismail Haji is still on the deck on the halfway line. So Cordang opts to kick that one out of play. But Bentleigh, so difficult to break down, and particularly at home in the early part of the season. But a really challenging run of late. 7 games without a win in league play. 2 of the cup wins coming within that run. But 7 without a win in the league. A stretch of 3 in a row where they shipped 4 to Oakley, 4 to St Albans, and a stunning result. 7-0 defeat, 6-0 at halftime at home against Melbourne City. Since that result, or since that run of 3 straight results, they have responded well. Beat Northcote 3-0 in round 6 of the Cup. Drew 2-2 with Heidelberg and got back to their clean sheet ways on Friday night against George Cross. So you could look at it as winless in 7 in the league, or you could look at it as unbeaten in 3 in all competitions. Got a mountain to climb now to make that 4 in a row. But George Katsakis, I'm sure, will be eager to remind his players that time is on their side. We haven't yet reached the half-hour mark. Plenty more football to come here at Olympic Village. And if you've just joined us, encourage you to rewind back about 5 minutes and you'll see 2 sensational goals from Heidelberg United. The first from Nicholas Duarte and the second immediately after it, within a minute, from Jay McGowan. Take your pick of which finish you prefer. Both as impressive as each other. And Heidelberg now will be brimming with confidence. Aresti and Rezai trying to get Bentleigh back on the front foot. Here is Luke Aresti. Ben Collins stood him up well. Fulton in there to help him out. Kamara. Bramwell at his back, finds Petrados. Flicked it up to himself and then went up the line. Lin and Deng were both there, but Heidelberg come away with it. Excellent defensive work rate from Maki Petrados. Lin doing his best to hold off Ryan Lethlean. Certainly not the easiest task to hold off a man of that size. Jay McGowan's brought that down expertly. Looking to go at the Bentleigh defence again. Cross is cleared only as far as Lesiotis fakes. And then hit the shot on his left. They couldn't possibly score another belter in quick succession, could they? Kamara it was in the way with the block. Collins and Souza and Lethlean playing a little bit of keep ball. Lethlean now can drive forward and try another switch. Killian tried to see it out. McGowan did brilliantly to keep it in. Rezai back to Boffey. Force long. And Collins and Lesiotis link up. Excellent defensive discipline and quality on the ball. That's sumptuous football from Heidelberg. Jay McGowan just overhit his touch and invited the challenge from Scott Hillier. Just as well for Bentleigh, because Asai Yokokawa had made a nice overlapping run. That could very well have been another avenue forward for Heidelberg. It's just past the half hour now. Next goal, particularly, you feel, if it comes before half time, incredibly important in this one. Bentleigh can get it. They're right back in the contest. If Heidelberg get it, they'll have 1 foot in the Dockerty Cup semi-final and the Australia Cup round of 32. Hillier up the line to Reza, who just slipped as he tried to beat Fulton to it. Bentleigh will have it back with the throw-in. It's a really clever throw-in too. Oresti, there's numbers on the right. Hadji back to Oresti. Petrados throwing his hands in the air. He wanted the ball down the right wing. I have to say, hard to disagree with the number 7 feeling aggrieved with that one. It's a nice idea. Hadji. They could have played in Petrados, who would have been 1v1 against Marcus Humbert. Marcus Humbert, who, in complete fairness, has stood up really well at left back tonight. Not only is he playing in a slightly unfamiliar position, he's also coming up against a man in Marky Petrados who's been in fine form this season. 9 goals already, matching his total from last year at Sutherland Sharks. Collins. Fulton driving inside. Reza was with him all the way. Lesiotis has dropped in between the centre-backs. Eyes forward, looking to pick a pass. Finds Bassetto, gets it back and gives it back to Bassetto. Did well to recover and win the foul after his initially errant pass, Max Bassetto. Call of simple pass from his boss, John Anastasiadis. McGowan to Fulton. Hillier up to the task. And Reza in support. He sat Fulton down. Still got nothing on, so he goes back to Taleb, and the Bentleigh keeper concedes a throw. Struggling to find any sort of room. Heidelberg's defensive structure so tight, so rigid, so strong, and the counter press has been insatiable at times from Heidelberg. McGowan stepped inside again, went to ground, no foul. Deng's clearance will go out for a throw-in. Near enough the same spot where Fulton just had one. That one was dangerous into Lesiotis, and it's turned over. Aldea's ball is poor, as is Bramwell's. Nice touch from Hadji. Petratos overran it. Bramwell comes away with it. Kieran Bramwell from long range. Forced Ahmad Taleb to be aware of it. Bentleigh keeper and former Northcote City man and former Melbourne City and Melbourne Victory youth prospect. Comfortable enough to pull his hands away and see it wide. Collins with a strong head away from Hadji, but it only fell to Hillier, who gave it back to Heidelberg. Still 1-0 at John McEwen Reserve as well. Goulburn Valley Suns, who've had a fantastic history in this competition of their own, could be set for another fantastic moment, another scalp of a team in a division above them. And they could again be one step away from another historic entry into the Australia Cup. Heidelberg have a free kick here in a dangerous position. Particularly dangerous when the left foot of Marcus Humbert is standing over it. It's a high line that Bentleigh are playing. And everyone is bunched in within the width of the D on the edge of the box. Now they all disperse. And there was no one really anywhere near the drop of the ball. Bisetto brings it down. He tries the spectacular on the half volley. Taleb goes long. It was off Anthony Lynn's head last. He's had no joy so far tonight, Anthony Lynn, up against Ryan Lethlean. Competing for every single challenge, in fairness to him. But Lethlean so far up to the task. Collins with time to drive. It's a brilliant release out to Jay McGowan. Drops the shoulder. Past Petratos. Not quite past Scott Hillier. Hadji to Petratos. Wingers switching flanks, it seems, for Bentleigh. Nice footwork from Maki Petratos and a good ball in too. Needed Yaron Souza to come off his line to claim. Throws quickly to Bisetto. Lesiotis. And Bentleigh have got numbers back. So Heidelberg slow things down again. Nice touch inside, Max Bisetto. Yokokawa. Back to Bisetto. Underhit it for McGowan, but he did brilliantly. Jay McGowan and got the ball into the area well. Just a little bit too far ahead of Nicholas Duarte, and Taleb was able to claim. Scott Hillier did the sporting thing and kicked the ball out with Jay McGowan on the floor. Jawad Rezai wanted the ball his way out on the right wing. Less than 5 minutes of regulation time to come in this first half. Can Bentleigh pinch one back to really put the cat amongst the pigeons and make sure that they're right in this game going into the second 45? Or can Heidelberg put their foot on the throttle again and put it very nearly beyond Greens' reach? Baldea, Hadji, and Aresti. It's just about the best spell of possession and territory that Bentleigh have had all night. Disappointing from Baldea to give it away. Heidelberg can counter. Lesiotis with the step over. Body's flying everywhere. A little bit of afters between Anthony Lesiotis and Ismail Hadji. Ismail Hadji in particular was behind a lot of the action and the fire in that league fixture in round 13. Apologies at home if you've picked up any of the language there. Fair to say, just about everyone down inside that fence is wearing their heart on their sleeve. Fulton got a touch on it. Bentleigh will have another throw. Deep in their attacking third on that far side. Fourth official's board is about to go up to show us how much added time we'll have. Less than 30 seconds remaining until the clock reaches 45. Preparing for the throw-in to come long. It's headed away by the first man, who was Fulton. Petratos. Workspace for the cross, left lane cleared. And now Fulton away. We'll have two extra.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes stoppage time in the first half.
2 minutes of added time. Seems Heidelberg willing to slow the pace down, keep possession and drop the tempo leading into the halftime whistle. Hilliard's header was flicked on by Aresti to Maki Petratos. Comes inside and had nothing forward, so opted for the shot. Was charged down. Fulton gets the call and sees the 3 runners to his left. Excellent footwork from Lesiotis. Finds Humbert. Back to left lane. Bentleigh got back well to hold the speed of Heidelberg's break. Deng has to scramble and will clear that one up the line. Hadji. Nice turn from Aresti with Yokokawa at his back. Good feed from Luca Resti. And that, I think, will just about be time up. Last chance for Bentleigh to put something forward, so the free kick will go long. Everyone over the halfway line, aside from Kalilu Kamara. Heidelberg holding a high line. And in fact, the referee blows up for half-time before anyone could even have a chance to track the ball down. So halfway down in this Dockerty Cup round 7 clash, and Heidelberg United are halfway to yet another Dockerty Cup semi-final and Australia Cup round of 32 appearance. Two absolutely sublime goals within a matter of 44 seconds. First from Nicholas Duarte, superb curler with his right foot from outside the box, bending towards the bottom right corner. And then Jay McGowan right afterwards, cutting in from the right wing on his left boot, shaping it to the far side of the goal. Brilliant showing of attacking quality from Heidelberg United's star attackers. John Anastasiadis, as a result, will most certainly be the happier of the two gaffers heading into the sheds. It's half-time here at Olympic Village, and Heidelberg United lead Bentleigh Greens by 2-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, as players make their way back on to the
Welcome
arena
back
for
to Olympic
the second
Village.
half. Substitution
Heidelberg United, 2
for
goals to the
Heidelberg
good
United.
in this
Player
New
number
Balance
20,
Dockerty Cup round
Max
7 clash
Bassett, in replace
against Bentleigh
by
Greens.
Player number 15,
A pair of brilliant goals, less than a minute apart, from Nicholas Duarte and Jay McGowan, have John Anastasiadis and his side on the cusp of yet another semi-final appearance in the New Balance Dockerty Cup and a 5th straight appearance in the national stages of the Australia Cup. Nick Hughes here, delighted to be bringing you this one, and what should still be a fiery second half. Bentleigh know they need to chase the game, and it'll be interesting to see how Heidelberg approach it, knowing that if the next goal is theirs, that could well almost wrap up victory. And perhaps a sign of their ambition with a half-time alteration in the front three. Choctaw has come off the bench on the left wing. Max Bassetto coming off. Scored in round 5, Max Bassetto. Won't be repeating that feat tonight. Scored a couple of big cup goals last year as well, so no doubt he'll be hoping his teammates can continue on this run and hoping he can get amongst the action in the semi-final and then potentially the final. Choctaw, just his second appearance in the Dockerty Cup this year. He came off the bench again in round 6. And now he'll have 45 minutes to make his mark once more. Sai Yokokawa just ran out of pitch down in the corner on this near side. Imperative for Bentleigh that they do not concede the next goal and keep themselves in this game. Collins with time to wander into midfield and clip on over the defence, which Duarte gets onto. Bentleigh wanted an offside. It's not forthcoming. McGowan with a step over and a ball inside. Kamara missed his clearance slightly. It fell, thankfully, to Haji. Hillier under pressure. Fulton's header will run out for a goal kick. Nicholas Duarte. Great energy in behind. Already on the score sheet with his second in this year's Dockerty Cup to go with 4 in the league. Loanee from Central Coast Mariners. He played 11 games at the start of the 25-26 A-League men's season before crossing the border and joining the Burgers. 23 appearances and a couple of goals in the A-League in total. Also scored for Central Coast in the Asian Champions League Elite against Kevin Muscat's Shanghai Port. Of course, continental football been a big point of discussion around these parts for Heidelberg in recent weeks and recent days, more pertinently. Club doing their all to take a place in the ACL 2 for next season. Challenging the ruling that the place will go to Melbourne Victory instead. Of course, they got themselves in that position by virtue of stunning Australia Cup run. They made it all the way to the final. Lost after extra time to Newcastle Jets. And of course they reached the Australia Cup at all due to their performances in this competition, the New Balance Dockerty Cup, making the final last year. John Anastasiadis, a specialist in this competition. Won it twice against won it twice for tonight's opponents, Bentleigh Greens, in 2016 and 2018. Will no doubt be eager to avenge last year's final loss against South Melbourne and add a third winner's medal to his collection and a second to Heidelberg's collection as well. Just as I check proceedings at John McEwen Reserve, Lucas Vaz has scored an equaliser for FC Bulleen Lions, so that one is 1-1 between Goulburn and Bulleen. Humbert got in a good position to whip the ball in here. It'll fall to Fletcher. Fulton flicked it up and tried the left-footed volley. McGowan's onto it, back to Fulton, fakes the cross, steps inside. And how on earth was that not turned in by Nicholas Duarte? Not sure if Ahmad Taleb got a fingertip on it to take it off his toes. But as soon as Fulton slid that ball across, just waiting for Duarte to apply the finish for his second of the night. Brilliant from Fletcher Fulton. Got Scott Hillier in the air with the initial dummy. I think there was a vital touch from Ahmad Taleb to take it away from Nicholas Duarte for what would have been a certain second goal for the Heidelberg front man. Big let off for Bentleigh. Big scare avoided. An early goal in this second half for Heidelberg would be the ultimate sucker punch for George Katsakis' side. And most certainly something they cannot afford. First touch for Chock Dow. Go back to Ben Collins. Humbert nods that down for Dow. Switches inch perfect to Fletcher Fulton. Nice ball inside to Yokokawa. Back onto the right to McGowan. Smartly kicks it into Jawad Rezai to win the corner. Humbert swings it in. It's deep towards the back post. Collins and Kamara compete. Kamara wins out and wins the foul. So just 8 minutes into this second half, and already George Katsakis preparing two attacking changes for Bentleigh. Dennis Menelau and Dimitri Relos prepared to make their introductions. Dennis Menelau had a fantastic impact off the bench against Heidelberg in the league game a couple of weeks ago. played the searching ball that ultimately drew a foul from Carlos Sullivan on Jawad Rezai, and Marky Petrados converted the ensuing penalty for the ultimate equaliser. Lethleen's back pass sold Yaron Souza a little bit short. Both sides wanted a foul. Fairly enough then in that case. Neither side got the decision. And now here are those two changes. Anthony Lynn makes way for Dennis Menelau up front.
Lynn being replaced by player number 9, Danilo. And
Dimitri Relos is on for Luke Oresti.
Replaced by player number 11, Relos.
Dimitri Relos with the new number on his back. He's made 12 appearances in the league this year, just the 2 starts. Came off the bench in round 4 of the Dockerty Cup to score. No doubt he'll be desperate to do so again. Boldea brought that down. And he had Yaron Souza rooted to the spot. Nothing the Heidelberg keeper could have done if that just managed to creep into the bottom left corner. Decent effort, and a first effort really of note from Mario Boldea, the Romanian. "17 appearances last year in Bentleigh's VPL 1 winning season. Duarte played the 1-2 with McGowan, but in doing so moved into an offside position. Ball's at Souza's feet. And unless my eyes deceive me, Yaron Souza has made a change of jersey. Perhaps given that both he and Ahmad Taleb are wearing purple. Noticed that as soon as the sides came out from the halftime interval, and wasn't sure if I was going crazy or if my glasses were deceiving me. But Yaron Souza certainly does appear to be in black now. And he might have some work to do. Petrados finds an excellent switch out to Relos on the right. Dimitri Relos, Petrados wants it back at the top of the box. Humbert stood him up really well. Still going, Dimitri Relos. And he's won a corner in the end. Petrados not happy that the cutback didn't come his way. And again, that's a couple of times that Marky Petrados has been disappointed he hasn't been played in, and personally I would have to agree. When your top scorer and a man on form wants the ball in front of goal, it's always a good sign. It's a brilliant corner, a flat, pacey delivery, but the clearance now allows Heidelberg to break. It's 3-on-1. Humbert plays in Yokokawa. Bentleigh streaming back. Yokokawa's ball to the back stick. Choctaw's offside. It was a fantastic ball across the box from Masai Yokokawa, and a brilliant finish from Dow too. Still had a bit of work to do as he reached for it at the back post. But the offside flag quickly raised, and Bentleigh quickly up the other end. There's no one on the left wing to retrieve that cross from Relos. George Katsakis again unhappy with the refereeing decision. Humbert, excellent delivery. It was just a fraction too far ahead of Kieran Bramwell. Absolutely pinpoint ball from Marcus Humbert. Playing in that left back position, and the old saying goes sometimes you don't want to play too well when you play it out of position because you might give your manager an idea or two. And I dare say Marcus Humbert is well and truly stood up to the task at left full back. And with delivery and attacking impetus like that, can be a real weapon. Kieran Bramwell very nearly on the end of it. Was back in the starting lineup last Friday in the league and scored within 5 minutes at Green Gully Reserve. The only goal of the game as Heidelberg won that one 1-0. 4 goals in 5. His last 5 games in all competitions, Kieran Bramwell. Scored one in the 3-0 win over Altona East Phoenix in the last round of the Cup as well. Afforded another starting opportunity here at Olympic Village. Lesiotis, yet another outstanding switch to Fulton. And the ball into Duarte. Tyler makes a brilliant save coming off his line. All too easy from a Bentleigh point of view. Humbert now in a central position. What a turn. And the effort from Bramwell. The save again. And it's off the line by Buffy. Bentleigh Greens hanging on by a thread. 2 massive saves from Ahmad Taleb. First at the feet of Nicholas Duarte. Then again to deny Kieran Bramwell, who turned on a dime after Humbert picked him out. Then Duarte again must have thought finally he was on for his brace. But Michael Buffy retreating on the line with a vital header away. Humbert tried to go short with the corner. Got it all wrong. Cordeng was ready and waiting and saw it coming. Petrados to Deng. We're going to see Angus Taylor coming on shortly for Heidelberg. He's played in all 3 of their cup games so far as a sub in round 4 and round 5 and a starter in round 6. Signed from Launceston City where he scored twice in a handful of games in the Australian Championship. Was the NPL Tasmania Player of the Year and Golden Boot winner last year. 5 league appearances as a substitute so far for the Burgers. Duarte's in again. Kamara once again does his defensive work. Of course, still on a yellow card, Kalilu Kamara. So we'll have to be careful. Humbert, another fantastic ball. McGowan picks it up, sets it for Lesiotis. Hadji arrived with the block. Fulton onto McGowan. Jay McGowan into Dow. One more to Duarte. Once again, Michael Boffey with the block. Not sure if that would have been creeping inside the post. Even if it wasn't, Jay McGowan would probably have been on hand to turn it in. So another crucial intervention from Michael Boffey. Bentleigh continued to hang on. Another opportunity to get forward now. Relos's ball in. It's towards Menelau. Brought it down well, Dennis Menelau. Always a difficult finish in that type of situation when you're past the post and trying to swivel your body around.
Substitution for Heidelberg United.
Substitutes very nearly combining to perfect effect for George Katsakis. So Kieran Bramwell won't make it 5 goals in 6 games. He makes way for Angus Taylor, the 23-year-old. Boffey again wins the challenge. Rezai holds off Fulton and looks to clip it over for Hadji, who's giving Ben Collins work to do. And Ismail Hadji wins inside the corner. Collins tried to shield it over the line. Couldn't quite keep Ismail Hadji at bay. So after Menelau's chance, and now an opportunity from a set piece. Positive couple of exchanges for Bentleigh. The corner goes short. Rezai now whips it in. Heidelberg get it away. Humbert around Hadji. Plays it in for Dow. And again, Heidelberg can break. Still Chock Dow. Lesiotis trying to pick out the substitute, Angus Taylor. What a first touch that could have been for Angus Taylor had the ball broken for him. Would have been in perfect shooting position. Duarte's presented the ball to Maki Petrados. Hasn't got much in the way of help, so he's going alone. Excellent footwork from Maki Petrados. Forced the hand from Yaron Souza, and the ball stayed in. Fulton missed his kick. Hillier floats it back in. Leftlin got a body on to let it carry through to Yaron Souza. That was really the first opportunity that Maki Petrados has had to take on his man and dribble into the box. No one for Bentleigh was on hand to get on the end of the cross that he put in. McGowan's in again down the right. There's no flag. Boffey gets across. Chock Dow is going to take this corner. An outswinging option now, as opposed to the in-swinger from Humbert. Again, it's high towards the back post. Duarte won the header. And it's straight out of play. John Anastasiadis is disappointed with that end product from another set piece. They've had a good handful of corners now, Heidelberg. Haven't really come close to threatening from any of them. So just over 20 minutes to play here at Olympic Village. Heidelberg still holding on to that 2-0 lead, courtesy of a double salvo from Nicholas Duarte and Jay McGowan. 2 goals within less than a minute of each other in the first half. They've had some big chances in this second half to add the third and take the game just about away from Bentleigh. A combination of some last-ditch defending and some switched-on goalkeeping from Ahmad Taleb have ensured Greens remain in the game with 20 to play. Heidelberg preparing their last 2 changes as McGowan dances on the ball, comes inside to Fulton. Strong challenge from Baldea. Hadji. Lesiotis got across brilliantly to dispossess Maki Petrados. Dow. Back to Lesiotis. Back again to Jay McGowan. This time he'll cross early. It's over everybody. But it will stay in just about. Claudine lets it run for a goal kick. So swap in defence now for Bentleigh as teenager Brando Conte comes on for Scott Hillier.
Substitution for Bentleigh Grounds, player number 4.
Conte with 5 league appearances this season after joining from Kingston City. Started in round 4 and round 6 of the Cup as well. So straight swap at left back. Position that not necessarily of any fault from Scott Hillier. Jay McGowan has just terrorised that touchline. And the goal scorer is taking his leave now. Jay McGowan and Anthony Lesiotis come off for Heidelberg's final 2 changes. And Akil Rafi and Joseph Lee are on for Heidelberg. Joseph Lee, who's had a bit of joy in this competition, started all 3 Dockerty Cup games prior to this round and scored in round 5 against Yarraville Glory. Like for like change, so he comes onto the right wing in place of Jay McGowan. Akil Rafi takes up his place in midfield, giving Anthony Lesiotis a well-earned rest in his 18th straight start this season. Collins won the header. Rezai is still interested. Push Fletcher Fulton off the ball. Jawad Rezai pulls it back, and again for Bentleigh, there's no one there in the 6-yard box. George Katsakis will have to be disappointed that no one is arriving to put the ball away. Looks like Mario Baldea has a bit of blood, so will be forced off to attend to that issue. Just gave away the foul in midfield. So for now, Bentleigh play with 10. Baldea now back on the pitch. "16 minutes for Bentleigh to chase this game. Good strength from Dow. Lee gets away from Conte's challenge. Good strength from Baldea to win it off Joseph Lee. Finds a switch to Relos. Brings it down with his chest. Looking for options inside. Excellent discipline from Heidelberg, getting back in numbers and falling into their shape. Boffey to Conte. Looking for the return from Rezai. It's casual from Jawad Rezai. Ten minutes to go in Shepparton, and Bentleigh have completed their turnaround. Now leading 2-1 against Goulburn Valley Suns. So 10 minutes stand between FC Bentleigh Lions and a place in the Dockerty Cup playoff. All eyes will be on CB Smith Reserve tomorrow night as Brunswick Juventus host Oakley Cannons to see who the other team in that playoff will be. The winner of this one goes straight into the semi-finals and into the Australia Cup national stages. Preston Lions will host Caroline Springs George Cross tomorrow night as well. And then the final game of round 7 will be next week at Larissa Reserve North Sunshine Eagles hosting Avondale.
Ready? It's on cam, mate. It's on cam.
Fulton's throw straight into the feet of Duarte. Went to ground, but no foul. And Taylor! Well, it fell to him almost unexpectedly in the box. And when it did, Cordeng was a step too slow to close him down, and Angus Taylor will wish he did a little bit more with that chance. Failed to hit the target. Another opportunity for Heidelberg to put this one out of Bentleigh's reach. Ben Collins has been all over every aerial challenge all night. Boffey nods that down to Conte, got a toe on it, and Baldea.
That's a red.
Akil Raffi challenged late and earns himself a yellow card. The second caution of the night. First for a Heidelberg United player. Trados takes the free kick from the halfway line. Humbert won the header. Taylor gave it back to him. Raffi. Taylor again. And Raffi again. Well played from Heidelberg. Akil Raffi into Duarte's feet. They still have the ball, Heidelberg. Conte held on to Joseph Lee's jersey for a little too long. Dow takes the free kick early to Yokokawa, and it's all the way to left lean. Back to Duarte and Raffi. Oof. Crisp strike from Akil Raffi. Was rising all the way into the advertising boards behind the goal. And had Ahmad Taleb scrambling. Not too far away at all. Been in the thick of it straight away after coming off the bench, Akil Rafi. And himself a yellow card and very nearly a goal. Came off the bench in round 4, started each of the last 2 cup games. 7 league appearances with 1 start this year. Made 7 league appearances last year in his debut campaign. Sydney born, spent some time at Fleetwood Town in their youth system and signed a professional deal there. Oh, that is gorgeous from Maki Petrados, the little backheel nutmeg. Still on it. Didn't use Mario Baldea as support and lost out. So Humbert will trudge over to pick the ball up for the throw-in as we tick into the 80s. 10 minutes remain here at Olympic Village. And Bentleigh still have it all to do if they are to stay in the 2026 New Balance Dockerty Cup and to reach the national stages of the Australia Cup for the first time since 2022. Nice footwork from Lee. Goes back to Rafi. Dow. Yokokawa. Around Conte. Stands the cross up. And Fulton sliced his effort wide. Dropped perfectly for Fletcher Fulton, who's no stranger to a goal from fullback. Was the 2025 Mike Cockrell medal winner last year as the best State Federation player in the Australia Cup. Continues to be a vital member of Heidelberg's defence. Fletcher Fulton started every league game. The Launceston boy. Rafi hits a nearly nice switch out to Taylor on the left. And it runs out of play. Ding back to Kamara. Buffy. Rezai missed his kick and clutching at his hamstring. Cramping, I think, is Jawad Rezai. Brilliant feed and brilliant strength from Akil Rafi. Finds the ball out to Angus Taylor. One more goal for Heidelberg will surely do it. Kordeng stood up really well against Angus Taylor. Bentleigh about to use their last change, and in doing so, we're going to go all out. Moving to a 3 at the back. Getting numbers up front. Rezai. Fighting off the cramp and doing well. He's got 3 around him. Goes back to Conte. Time to deliver. Brando Conte into Menelau. Got contact on the header, but couldn't steer it on target. Rezai now takes his leave. He battled well. He's been cramping for a fair while, Jawad Rezai. Samuel Grella, the 18-year-old, replaces him.
Substitution for
So Bentleigh going to 3 at the back. They've thrown Kalilu Kamara forward. An extra aerial presence. You feel Heidelberg could be about to face a barrage of aerial balls from Bentleigh. 6 minutes to go. Taleb out to Conte. Fulton wins it back. Lee plays in Dow. Angus Taylor steps inside. Angus Taylor! Brilliant save with his feet, Ahmad Taleb. Well, if not for Ahmad Taleb in this second half, the scoreline would look a fair bit different in Heidelberg's favour. Excellent reflexes and balance to keep his trailing foot there in position to make the save. His body was going left. His feet stayed right. Kept it out of the bottom corner. Dow delivers. Conte heads away. It'll stay in. Humbert has to chase. Hits it all the way back to Yaron Souza. Relos follows. Souza picks out Dow and Yokokawa and Humbert. Boffey concedes another corner. Hands on his head. There wasn't much more he could have done, in fairness. Had he not got there, either Angus Taylor or Joseph Lee were arriving for Heidelberg. Again, I think that just sums up Bentleigh's night a little bit. It's just all too easy in midfield for Chok Dow and Asahi Yokokawa to bring that ball down from Souza's initial long ball. And the corner, again, nearly converted by Duarte at the back post. Kamara to Relos. Hadji now. Relos made the run down the left. And Hadji can't find him. Fulton eventually threw it in. Duarte won the header, but it goes straight out again. Conte, nice touch from Menelau. Hadji can't reel it in. Baldeo won the header. Hadji tried to poke it on to Menelau, couldn't find him. Souza launches again. Boffey wins the header. Petrados to bring it to ground. It was a hopeful punt from Kordeng. And Souza with the exuberant diving header. And now Bentleigh will have a corner. Clock is about to hit 88. If Bentleigh can score here, we'll set up a thrilling finish. Relos, that's a brilliant turn into the box. Cross is blocked and it'll be another corner. Relos presents short again. Petrados will put it in the box. And it's gone out of play. Once again, a summation of Bentleigh Greens' night. Hearing 4 minutes of additional time, and Heidelberg are about to make their final substitution. I think I said their last substitution was their final one, so apologies for that. Ethan Sardellis, the 18-year-old, preparing to come on. Here's another 18-year-old, Sam Grella. Hadji, Kamara, Menelau. Can't find Hadji. Kamara holding off Lee. It's with Talib. Ball out to the left. Fulton with a fantastic leap. Petrados into the air. Baldea brings it down. Conte. Nice position picked up by Grella. Turns and finds Baldea. And there's been some contact off the ball. Heidelberg claiming a punch. Dimitri Relos involved.
5 minutes of additional time in the second half.
The officials have shown 5 added minutes. Play was stopped for the incident off the ball.
Give him a yellow, ref. Give him a yellow, ref.
Bit of a dispute as to who the ball is going to go to. Eventually it's Baldea for Bentleigh. Kamara chests it down. Kalilu Kamara! Got underneath it and it flashes over the crossbar.
Ref, give him a yellow. Give him a yellow, ref.
Heidelberg can now make that final change. Ethan Sardellis with his 4th straight substitute appearance in the Dockerty Cup.
Player number 21.
Asahi Yokokawa takes his leave.
Replacing number 10, Asahi Yokokawa.
And takes his leave. Surely with the confidence that he and his team will be destined for another New Balance Dockerty Cup semi-final. Scored at that stage in the Final Four last year. Scored in the final last year, Asahi Yokokawa. Didn't score tonight, but put in another trademark shift in the middle of the park. Grella, Baldea. Conte sliced underneath the ball. Taylor brings it down. And Humbert go all the way into the corner. Relos stayed with him. Between he and Cording, they just about managed to get Humbert off the ball. Fulton, brilliant strength with Kamara at his back. Humbert again back towards the corner. Petrados, Kamara, still doing everything they can to pinch a goal at the end of this one, Bentleigh. Conte. Kamara turns, finds Baldea. Grella. Switch out to Relos, brings it down. Nicely, Dimitri Relos. Cross is blocked, he'll come back to him. Relos! And Collins needed to head it clear. Yaron Souza may well have been beaten if his captain wasn't there. Ben Collins flicks it onto the roof of the net. And Bentleigh, you think now, would have no more than 2 minutes remaining. Greller's corner is a good one. Heidelberg can clear. It bounced away from Humbert. But he got the flick on, and Dow has the entirety of his attacking half to run into. Bentleigh eventually get back, though. Brilliant from Greller and Boffey and Conte to get back on Chock Dow. Heidelberg's throw, counting down the seconds now until they can finally confirm their place. Back in the New Balance Dockerty Cup semi-final and back for a 5th straight year in the Australia Cup national stages. Tick past the 5 minutes, minimum 5 minutes that were shown. There's the off-ball incident right at the start of the added time. So it's at the referee's discretion. Baldea turns straight into Nicholas Duarte. 3-on-2, Duarte feeds Taylor! Taylor misses the target, but it doesn't matter. The Burgers are back in the national stages of the Australia Cup yet again. 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025 and 2026. Incredible history in the New Balance Dockerty Cup and in the Australia Cup as well for Heidelberg United. It was a commanding performance in the end, highlighted by a stunning piece of quality. Or a couple of pieces of stunning quality within a minute of each other. Nicholas Duarte and Jay McGowan doing the damage in the first half. 2 sumptuous finishes. They could have had a fair bit more. A number of chances throughout the second half. Duarte could have added a second, could have had a hat-trick. Angus Taylor had a couple of opportunities. Fletcher Fulton had a couple of opportunities. Bentleigh fought, defended desperately, tried everything to get back into the game, but it just wasn't their night in the end. They'll go to Avondale this weekend, and they know that coming up ahead is a tough run in the league. Avondale away, Hume City at home, South Melbourne at home. South Melbourne, of course, ready to attack the second half of the Channel NPL Victoria season with OFC Pro League duties done and dusted. Heidelberg back here on Friday night, playing host to Dandenong Thunder, before going to Dandenong City, then hosting Preston Lions, Oakley Cannons and St Albans, 3 home games in a row coming up for the Burgers. Too good, too much quality in the end. John Anastasiadis' men. A pair of stunning goals, and they're into the final 4 of the Dockerty Cup and the Australia Cup round of 32. I've been Nick Hughes. Thank you so much for your company tonight on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the remainder of round 7 action in the New Balance Dockerty Cup, and going forward for what I'm sure will prove to be a thrilling playoff fixture, a couple of thrilling semi-finals and the final later this year, and the remainder of the NPL seasons as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Signing off here at Olympic Village. It ends Heidelberg United 2, Bentleigh Greens 0, and Heidelberg progress into the Dockerty Cup semi-final.